Well, are we on the moon, or are we on the Earth? The next thing I knew, I was lying on a hospital bed. There was an IV drip in my arm, and Kaguya was asleep beside my pillow, clutching my hand. I tried to sit up, but didn't have the strength, so I turned my head as best I could. His shoulders rose and fell rhythmically. Exhaustion was etched into the lines of his face. It didn't feel right to wake him, so I let him sleep for a while longer. Eventually, his dark lashes fluttered. I tried to say good morning, but my voice wouldn't come.
Eureka!
Kaguya bolted to his feet.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna go get the doctor, okay? Be right back.
He was about to let go of my hand. I lifted my arm to reach out for his sleeve.
You have to stay still. We can't have you tearing your sutures.
Sutures? I blinked back at him.
Oh, right. You have no idea.
He realized my confusion, sat back down in his chair and squeezed my hand. Then he let out a long breath and told me everything that had happened in the interim.
After you passed out, I got you to the hospital and they took you in for surgery. It was a success, of course. Seems you didn't hit any vital organs. The doctor said you were very lucky. But you were asleep for a long time. Everyone's been worried sick about you.
He laughed dryly, and I could see dark circles under his eyes.
You know how long it's been? 5 days. Crazy, innit? I started thinking, maybe you wouldn't wake up at all. I'm sorry. They said, you might have a scar after this. Your feminine beauty's ruined now, all because of me.
He looked to be on the verge of tears. I smiled, hoping to reassure him.
Eureka. I'm a spoiled, selfish, disingenuous, greedy, tainted human. And despite all that, you put your life on the line for me. You put in your full effort to earn my affection. Thank you. Now it's my turn. I'm going to put in my full effort to earn your affection. No matter how impossible the task, I'll make it happen. Why? Because I love you, Eureka.
I should bloody well hope so after everything I went through for you. Phew. I'm lightheaded from that ending, honestly. After I awoke from my coma, Kaguya came to visit me every single day. Over time, my condition improved considerably, and now, in just a few short days, I would be discharged. Hooray!
Oh, it's been so long since I last helped you.
Kaguya?
What is it?
I appreciate the hug and all, but I've been trapped on this hospital bed for a while now, and I'd really like to take a shower first. Embarrassed, I averted my gaze. Then I raised a hand and flattened my bangs. Fortunately, I knew I could count on Kaguya to take the hint.
Don't worry. You're beautiful and you smell great.
He gently took my hand and peered into my eyes. I tried to keep my eyes averted, but at such close range it was basically impossible. Reluctantly, I met his gaze. Do I really? Oh, I get it. The nurse must have given me a sponge bath.
Indeed I did. Cleaned your hair, face, and body all while you were sleeping.
I knew you were gonna say that. The abrupt music stopped. What? Whoa! Didn't even give her a chance to recuperate from that. Well, it's been like 5 kisses that we've missed, so it's finally our time to get it. I'm starting to worry we weren't going to get it at all. Hooray! The next thing I knew, he leaned in and stole a kiss.
You're my girlfriend, after all. I won't let anyone else lay a finger on you.
He smirked mischievously as my mind reeled from this outrageous revelation. Wait, what? What? Did he just imply that he washed my entire naked body? As I stared at him in confusion, his smirk only deepened. Oh no, I'm in trouble now. I'm really in trouble with this guy.
You're adorable when you're asleep, but I much prefer making you blush while you're awake.
You're embarrassing me! My voice came out a bit louder than I meant it to.
Oh, please. Is it really that big of a deal?
Yes! Yes, it is! Normally, this was the part where I'd bury my face under the blankets and squeal, "No! Don't look at me!" But right now, I was recovering from surgery. Naturally, the slightest movement resulted in... Ow, 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 ow! My unsexy grunts of pain promptly killed the mood. Granted, I wasn't particularly talented at being sexy in the first place, I suppose. True.
You alright?
Yeah. Clutching my aching side, I tried to smile reassuringly. But I could feel my face twitching. Evidently, I had hit my limit. Kaguya shook his head and smiled at me sympathetically.
Time to call the doctor, then.
His voice was soft and gentle. Yeah.
Right, then.
I nodded meekly. That reminds me. How's the cafe do? At that precise moment, a pair of familiar faces walked in. Oh hey, you're awake. Cinderella! Snow White! You came to see me? The two brothers walked up to my bedside. Sure did. Took the whole day off just to come see you, too. You better be grateful. I'm sorry. Relax. I'm just messing with you. If anything, I feel bad I couldn't come see you sooner.
Here. We got you some nice lilies as a get well gift.
Oh, that's so thoughtful. It's my favorite flower. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh no. I'll be taking those.
Cheers, mate.
Before I could accept the bouquet, however, Kaguya stepped in between us.
What? I was just giving her her flowers. Yeah, I know. But seeing as I'm her boyfriend, I reckon I can handle it. What, is she a pop star now? She's all mine, is what she is. Oh, actually, while I've got you, can I ask you two to go and fetch the doctor? What? Why me? Ow, 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 ow! Oh, my poor leg. It hurts so much I can scarcely stand.
Clutching his thigh, Kaguya dropped to the floor. Oh boy, we have got a big handful on our hands. Nice try, but you were perfectly fine a minute ago.
All that work you keep forcing on me day in and day out. At this rate, I'll never recover. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We never forced that crap on you. You did it without asking. I'd like to stay at my girlfriend's side 24/7, but alas, I'm forced to look after these two brothers who can't look after themselves. I literally never asked you to. Especially poor clumsy Snow White. He's always cluttering up whatever room he's in. Such a hassle. How about it, lads? Can I count on you for once?
He smiled brightly. But I got the feeling he wasn't about to take no for an answer. Fine, since you insist. And so they reluctantly left the room. My dude.
Couple of proper stand-up blokes, I reckon. Bit on the forgetful side, though. Didn't they notice we've got a nurse call button right here?
Of course, the nurse call button. I forgot I had one of those.
Well, at least now the third and fourth wheels are gone.
You tricky little devil. who are you and what have you done with my boyfriend? Have I witnessed the birth of Dark Kagu Bear? I think so.
Now we can have a bit of alone time.
You've really changed, haven't you? Cinderella's one thing, but how the heck do you have Snow White at your beck and call? At my comment, Kaguya smiled slightly.
No, I'm still the same as ever. Spoiled, selfish, disingenuous. A greedy, tainted human. Until now, I've kept it hidden behind a mask, but you lot have already seen the real me.
So you've dropped your facade?
Not entirely, but I've decided to stop wearing it 24/7. It's too suffocating, you know. You're the one who helped me remember that puppet. I'm a jealous, possessive creep. And from now on, I'm not holding myself back. So you'd better come to terms with that.
Before I could answer, he kissed me. His true nature beneath the mask took my breath away. But it didn't change the fact that I loved him. And I was prepared to overcome whatever challenges our relationship threw at us next. I mean, we brought out that monster. Oh, hello! How are you doing?
Moon dwellers are beautiful, opulent people who never grow old and never have any problems. They live in a utopia. But they have no hearts. And without hearts, they cannot love. Once he realized that, Kaguya never yearned for the moon ever again. Love is a matter of the heart. It is intangible, and proving its existence is tricky. Maybe even impossible. But now that his heart has healed, Kaguya has been reborn as a human once more. And so they lived happily ever after.
Thanks for showing up at the end. Were you the regular, though? I need to know, Mr. Wizard, for science. Once upon a time, in the Looking-Glass world, there lived a young orphan boy named Kaguya. Everyone around him used him for their own purposes. He was shuffled around from house to house to house. And at each house, Kaguya worked hard to earn affection from the people who lived there. He obeyed orders and never made any demands. No matter how hurt or scared he was, he kept on smiling. He wore his smile like a mask to suppress his true self. But no matter where he went, he never truly belonged. Whenever he felt sad, he looked up at the moon and remembered what someone at the 5th house had told him.
Moon dwellers are beautiful, opulent people who never grow old and never have any problems. They live in a utopia.
Yearning to return to the moon, Kaguya began to hurt himself. But each time he tried, he ultimately failed and lost his memories of everything save for his name. One day, he had a fateful encounter with a princess at a cafe. She welcomed him in with a beautiful smile. Kaguya took a liking to her right away, so he asked her to be his girlfriend, and happily she accepted. The two of them lived under the same roof and deepened their bond through a notebook they exchanged back and forth. The princess was more perceptive than anyone Kaguya had ever met in his whole life. She said and did everything he wanted her to, and bit by bit, he fell even more deeply in love with her. But as time passed, the princess started to pick up on the real Kaguya beneath his smile. This frightened him to his core. After all, the real him was despicable, tainted. He was ashamed to reveal himself to her. As she prodded at his sore spots, Kaguya began to yearn for the moon more and more. Then, on the night of the full moon, having regained all of his memories, Kaguya departed, leaving behind only a note.
Moon dwellers are beautiful, opulent people who never grow old and never have any problems. They live in a utopia.
With no regrets left in his heart, Kaguya plunged himself into the lake. But just then, the princess called out to him. She had realized his true intentions. Kaguya had used an impossible demand as an excuse to reject all forms of love. Now that she knew how he truly felt, the princess declared her desire to heal him. Then she hurt herself with the knife she carried in her hand. When he saw it, he realized. The pain felt by his beloved hurt thousands of times worse than any pain inflicted upon himself. So he took off his mask and revealed himself to her. The princess took one look at the real Kaguya and smiled. Healed by her love, Kaguya lived happily ever after. Honestly, boy, you're lucky you got a crazy enough girl in Eureka to do that for you. She will happily accept the real you. I think once he's able to find, have the space where he can express his needs and stuff, like he's got a great support in not only Eureka, but also Cinderella and Snow White. I think that he's actually, he'll calm down after a while. I feel. Like right now he's kind of going to extremes, but he hasn't really expressed any of his needs ever for his entire life because it's always ended badly for him. So, yeah, man, what a crazy finale. It got so intense there, but it made... I loved how they adapted the fairy tale for this. It was brilliant. I loved that... I was trying to figure out how they were going to incorporate the fifth suitor that died, because I'm like, well, there's the four that failed at their tasks, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But then we get that flashback with the girl from the orphanage, and it all makes sense that she was the fifth suitor, that I think that suitor was asked to go get a shell from a swallow's nest, and so that tied into like the shell he got her for her pregnancy. And I'm pretty sure that suitor also fell to his death, so she fell to her death. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that was so good. And then it kept... Because this Kaguya was so different on the outside, like the facade was so different from the inspiration of the original fairy tale, but actually underneath it all, he was that person. He was selfish. He was just like, no one can actually live up to this crazy level of love that I need, that I've worked up for myself, because literally everyone's treated me like trash. Oh man, it was just, my brain is still like processing everything, but I really loved that. I loved that so much. That was really good. I'm so satisfied. Grr. Do you have an epilogue? Or are we done? We do have an epilogue. Look at these two goobers. They look so cute. You guys look like a married couple. Adorable.
Congrats on making it out of the hospital, Eureka.
Thanks.
I reckon this calls for a celebration. Is there anything you want? Anywhere you want to go?
I already have everything I could possibly want. You're here with me, holding me in your arms. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, Poppet, you're so selfless.
What about you, Kaguya?
Hmm?
Anything I can do for you?
Lots, actually. I've missed you terribly while you were laid up. Thought I might die, to be honest.
You mean go to the moon?
Yeah, like the rabbit I am. I must say, it's great to be able to hold you again, and I don't need more than this, but...
But?
I'd still like more, if you're offering.
What? Like a big hug?
Yeah, the biggest hug.
Since it's you, I'll allow it.
You might break, you know.
I'll be fine, trust me.
I'm stronger than you think. You can get a little rough with me. I won't break, right?
Exactly. How did you know what I was going to say?
Because I love you.
Hey, Kaguya,
What is it?
can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
Will you give me your rabbit mask?
What, this? You know it's not worth anything, right?
Pretty please?
Right, you can have it. I reckon I don't need it anymore.
Thank you so much. Aw, she's holding in her hand now. He looks so different without it. Ah, so cute.
What do you want with that shoddy old thing anyway? It won't hide your face from me.
Now I can have both your mask and your real face.
That's why you wanted it.
Yep. Whenever you're hurt or struggling, just tell me. You don't need to grin and bear it. No stiff upper lip required.
Nice.
I'll always accept your needs and feelings.
All right. Then I'll make an exception for you. From now on, you're the only one who's allowed to see the real me. In exchange, I get you all to myself. Your joy, your sadness, your pain. Don't hold back on my account. I can handle it all. From now on, let's make some new happy memories together.
Oh, he's all alone though. And they lived happily ever after with his cute little flip-flops and exchange diary and his mask. It's interesting. Yay, Kaguya, happy end. Achievement. Oh, it actually changed! Oh, thank God. Thank you for saving me from Gretel. It's interesting, though. Each episode has one ending card that's like Eureka with the boy and one where the boy is by himself. I wonder why that is. Is there a hidden meaning behind it all? But anyway, guys, man, there was like some deep, dark subjects in Kaguya's story, but the way they incorporated that into the original fairy tale and how everything played out was fantastic, in my opinion. I absolutely loved this. I think it's safe to say Kaguya is going to be competing with Cinderella for #1 in my heart. I don't know which one will win out, but I love both of them equally as of right now for different things. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be hard to pick between the two of them for me. Yeah, that was fantastic. I'll gush about it in my final thoughts later, otherwise I'll be here forever. But anyway, I am done for now, guys. We made it. We successfully avoided all the landmines of the 14 bad endings. Phew. Nerve-wracking to say the least, but we did it. So with that being said, we do have 14 bad endings coming up. So if you're curious, if you're morbidly curious, I hope you'll join me for that. We're going to be in Bad Ending Town for a while. But otherwise, regardless, yada yada, thank you so much for joining me for Kaguya's Route. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, I will see you later.
I am on my way, honey, have the phone down, never put down.